to our next session in Tales of Arise. It's been some time since we played, so let's summarize a little. We defeated all of the 5
I think it's safe to rest
lords
here now.
and got all of the 5 master cores, but when we put them together, the readiness armor did not appear. And well, we did not know why. Hi Elijah, first one again. How are you? And yeah, then a girl in red clothes appeared, and she had another master core. The master core of darkness. We didn't even know that this one exists. And the Rena's armor appeared, but before it could set up all its power, Alphen attacked the girl and it was not really an explosion, but some kind of energy bursted out, and the Rena's armor together with the red girl disappeared. And yeah, now we have to find a way to go to Lenegis. Hi Lexicon! Hi! Nice emote! How are you? I hope you're doing good. Let's see, where are my main... Where is my main quest? Go to Ulzbek. Oh yeah. We have to go to Ulzbek. Of course, because Alphen is from Lenegis and, well, there has to be a ship with which he came to Dahna, and we have to see if we can find it. Legion, we have another side quest. I will see into that. And then I think we can go to Lenegis today.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Oh, hey there, Alphen. Nice to see you.
Wow!
Tilsa, did you come out from Calaglia to help out with things here? I sure did. I heard what happened. It sounds like these people had it even worse than we did. If you can believe it, they might be physically free, but a lot of them still have a long way to go mentally. So it seems. I actually have some knowledge about treating mental health issues, so I'm doing to try and help them think independently while I'm here.
Thank you.
That'd be really great, but how do you plan to help them? Simple, by sitting down and talking with them one-on-one, asking questions, seeing how they respond and counseling them. That makes sense. I wish I had the time and ability to do that kind of stuff ourselves, but we don't really. Stop feeling like you have to shoulder everything yourself often. You'll burn yourself out. You know what? Maybe you and I could sit down together for a session. What do you say? What? You really think I need counseling that badly? No need to get so defensive. I just want to gauge how you're doing mentally right now. Oh, alright. Well, let's give it a shot. First of all, let the dog on my lap. That helps mentally. Sure, let's see how this works.
Yeah.
Great, alright. When I want you to answer a series of questions for me, okay? First question. Don't think too deeply, just go with your gut. What's your favorite type of astral energy? I like water. If you had to choose, would you rather keep a dog or a cat as a pet? I mean, I have a dog. What's the number of things you want right now? Enough money to get by. I wouldn't complain if I became famous. So someone to love me. I would say enough money to get by. If you could choose, would you rather live on Dahna or Rena? Dahna, I love all the nature on our planet. Rena, the astro artists intrigued me. I would say Dahna. If you kept an animal as a pet, how would you raise it? I'd attend to its needs every day. I'd let it do whatever it wants. No, I attend to its needs. Like a baby. Oh! I have fun fairs with baking! That's all the questions for me. Now as for your results. You are like a sweet, innocent mage. You have an honest and cheery personality that naturally draws people to you. You know what to say in any situation without hurting anyone's feelings. But be careful. Some might think you have an ulterior motive. Oh no, I don't have an ulterior motive.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Alphen. You know, I never really thought of myself like that. But maybe you are right. That's what I'm here for. If you ever want another session, come talk to me again, anytime. That was an easy quest. I like those
could get
quests.
an examination.
Well, if you say so. Let me see. Yes, you're in well, all right?
If only your brain could keep up with your mouth.
Okay, but that were all side quests we have on Dahna. Let's see if we can find our spaceship. The Red Woman. Dum dum dum.
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad.
Hey, chin up. This is your hometown.
Oh.
Everyone around here looks so much happier than they used to.
I'll say. It feels like an entirely different place. I suppose it's had time to adjust to its newfound freedom.
Zephyr would have been so happy to see this.
Yeah, he really would have. Especially if he knew Law was... Law? Something bothering you, Law?
Nah, I'll be fine. It's just, you know.
It still weighs on you, doesn't it? Running away back then.
I abandoned my home. Then when I finally come back, it's been liberated. What's important is that it's free. I get that, I do. I just... I should have been here.
Aww. Well, you helped liberate the other realm. And your dad is proud of you. Or would be proud.
Just one thing after another, and it all falls on my head to...
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm... Alphen?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renan rule, I'm up to my ears in Dahnan disputes. And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegus.
Lenegus? Are you out of your damn mind?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Well, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renin invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out. Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that. But you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in there. Never seen anything like it.
A Zoogle, huh?
I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way.
We can handle that, the Zoogle. So, hi Kaiser, hi Velvet, yeah, it's time for Tales of Arise again. And, Lexicon, I have to admit that I don't really know American voice actors. I just know the one from Critical Role. Those are the only ones I know. I usually play games with Japanese voice actors, and I know that Law was the same voice actor as Kirito from Sword Art Online. So, do we know the raid chase from any other game? Maybe any other. Oh, Law's also Kirito. Okay, I didn't know. Like I said, I played all the Sword Art Online games in Japanese. No, I didn't. But maybe now with streaming I will hear more American voice actors. Ah, okay. Ah, okay, yeah. My second playthrough in most of the games is also then in Japanese. Because one time I played a game in English and I didn't like it. Maybe that was something that stuck with me, that I didn't like the voice actors. So, Knight, are you ready yet or what? Oh, I didn't notice you there, Blazing Sword. And I see... Huh? You're Law, aren't you? Zephyr's kid. Damn, when did you get so tall? I can't believe a little pipsqueak like you is running around with Blazing Sword himself. I'm sure your old man would be proud.
All right.
Go on ahead without me. I'll catch up later. You got it, boss. See you around, Law. Don't work too hard now. Do you know that guy?
I guess...
Can't say I do. Even if I met the guy before, last time I would have seen him would have been when I was real little. You could have at least said hello back to him. I'm the reason my dad's gone, remember? You know how much they looked up to him here. No. Sorry for getting us sidetracked. Let's just head out. Oh, poor Law. Hey, is Law doing okay? Not really. Zephyr's death is still weighing on him pretty hard. Can't say I blame him, even if it's not his fault. That's a big thing to have to carry at his age.
Right.
Yeah, but he's trying his best to come to terms with it. I have faith he'll pull through. Good. He's gonna need your support. He's still just a kid, and Zephyr's only one at that. Oh.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Well, we have to press on. We're going through Zion Mine to Berg Volcano. Let's move.
Ah, okay, so if I ever play Nier, I will enjoy the voice actress. Okay, good to know. Thank you for lexicon. And just a side note, Berg is the German word for mountain. So we are going to a mountain called Mountain. Well, it's a volcano called Mountain.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of spirits.
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Cislodia.
Galaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was born in a winter wonderland.
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance at all. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby.
You mean their plumage changes color depending on where they grow up? Weird.
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map of our travels! Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the heat making him docile!
You've only yourself to blame for that one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance, you know.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention.
Oh, yeah, baby Hoodle Doodle. He's so cute. I love Hoodle. And I don't think that was an insult to say that his feathers are going to be like a map of all the travels we had. So where is Head? Where is Head? Berg. Where is Berg? Oh, I see. There's a fast traveling point.
We've reached our destination.
So I'm going to rest because I want a new buff.
I've caught a good amount of fish, as it turns out.
I had no idea there were so many.
Oh, you've seen nothing yet. There's a whole world of fish just waiting for us to discover them.
Guess we've still got a long way to go.
I think it was a good idea to use the New Game Plus because I think you would have seen me at least one episode just fishing. Heal HP after battle.
This looks so good. I almost want to have it all to myself.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, those are potatoes. Oh! Oh! With who do we want to talk? I like all of them. But I think we should talk with Law. You're playing a fishing game right now?
Mind if I join you, Law? Hey, Law. About what you said before.
When?
You were telling me how there were things you wished you could have asked your dad. If you want, you can always come to me with your questions.
What brought this on all of a sudden? Don't I already lean on you enough as it is?
Still, there's plenty you would want to ask him if he was still alive, right?
I mean, yeah, but I think you'll have a hard time answering any of them, if I'm being honest.
How come?
I mean, the stuff I want to ask him about is, like, how he met my mom and how he won her over. Stuff like that. Anyway, not really something you can help with, right?
You're right. Sorry, Law. I can't even begin to imagine how to help with that.
You're telling me. I just wish there was someone experienced I could ask about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was definitely that.
It's to get to know the characters more, to get closer to them, to get a little bit of backstory. I don't know if there is really an impact. Like, I know in Final Fantasy X, it had an impact on, well, the first character you always talk to was your favorite character, and at one point you were using like jet skis, and your favorite character with whom you talked most was sitting with you on the jet ski. And with me it was usually Lulu, because she was my favorite.
Let's make sure to kick ass tomorrow, too. You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.
We are going to hit the ROM. Yeah, I would like to see all of
It's quite
those
hot here. The climate feels different from
conversations, but
It's gotten much
I'm
cooler
not
since
really
leaving
camping
town,
that
though.
Does
much.
that mean eyes were burning holes in us?
So I think we are missing some part of the backstories of the characters or character traits. But I mean, I got them
Something
all
feels odd here.
when I played alone.
Be on your guard.
Oh yeah, a Zoogle.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait,
Wow.
really?
Yes, really.
Yeah, so romantic. She remembers when she was touched for the first time.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law.
I mean, I also don't want to fall into lava. Or if we're going into the berg, into magma.
So hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast.
Wait, this is just for all.
Huh.
Oh, there's no way we're climbing that. So it seems. Allow me to step in. Wait, you're not thinking of trying to vote over with your rod, are you? Why? I hadn't even thought that. In any case, stand back. I'll handle this. Yeah, but first, I want the yaw. Rockmadillo!
You picked the wrong fight! Now I can let loose! Come one, come all!
If it curls up, it's time to get out of the way.
Severing wind! You're mine! Here I come! I'm not done!
No armor can stop me! Demons descend! Flashing fang!
My turn!
Elusive deity!
Severing wind!
Charge like that can easily be faced.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I'm ready!
Take this!
Demons descend!
Oh, again those two. Can we please just end this battle? They have so much defense.
Severing wind!
Hey! Blow them away!
The heavens must be smiling.
Okay, so first, the other direction. To see if we can find items. I see at least 2 ores. 1. And the flaming mass. Oh yeah, it's flying. It's yours.
Now I can let loose! Dragon form!
It's a duel of the arts.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Double demon fang!
Certainly not.
We got fire!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
It's over! All yours!
No dawn shall break this night.
Here I come!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that.
And the last one.
Deity!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Oh, big one, but there's also a red chest. 2 big ones. Flaming big ones.
You got
Magma lemon, okay.
I never
I mean,
Radiant
do I really deal damage with my flaming sword here?
Pesky airborne scoundrel. Its armor
sounds like a
strong.
job for you to truly open.
Be my guest!
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down! No escape! Double demon fang!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
A world
Okay, and the next one.
Severing winds!
Almost done.
Now!
What about the small ones? Are they all
Consider
dead?
yourself finished!
Okay.
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Gothic dress. Ooh,
Design of this
nice.
equipment is
That's for her.
really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
I mean, Gothic is really interesting. Run, Alphen, run with your heavy armor and this volcano.
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
But she's right.
This one's mine.
We turn the tables on him.
There are still more.
Yeah, but I think he's not such a foodie like Shionne.
Why can't they just sit still?
Shionne, can you take care of them?
Just when the session's done.
No complaints here. You're mine.
I mean, if Shionne had this ability, she would
Looks
do
like
that
we got them all.
and eat all herself. But you could argue with him that when you don't need to pay for food, then you can spend your money on artifacts and art and books. Thinking about that.
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be.
Do it.
Regeneration.
In an instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Finally,
Oh,
time's lost.
Shionne,
I
please.
don't know what I'd do
Thank you.
without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
Light burst forth.
Radiant citizen.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
Cool, cool, cool.
An opponent like this should be easy.
I know what is dear to him, so I think I could argue with him.
Go for the weak point.
Dragon Swarm. Eat dirt.
Burning strike.
Dragon Swarm.
Raging storm.
I'm ready. You're mine.
Kisara. Frozen.
Hammer. My fists are crushing it out there.
Oh. Something interesting? Gold. Yes, gold is interesting. I mean, we don't really need that much, but better have some than need some.
My turn. Strike. Armor won't save you. Double Demon Fang. No escape. I'm ready. Totally.
In an instant!
Impact Claw.
We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Oh, okay, this one appeared out of nothing,
Light burst forth.
out of nowhere.
My turn.
Lightning.
You're on. Here I come.
Eat dirt.
Double Demon Fang. No
Now.
escape.
Law. Get toasty.
Bird strike.
Eat dirt. In German we have a phrase
Small,
that
but a
says
victory
like
nonetheless. We have a long
dirt
way
cleans the stomach, so if a baby or a kid is eating dirt,
yet to go.
then it's not bad. It will help him to get some some help with the immune system. So now I'm right? Yes. Oh, another red one. I like red chests.
Take this. Come and face me. Take this. I'll face you.
You picked the wrong fight!
Here I come. Exploit the enemy's weakness.
No, she's not eating dirt, but it's more like
Got it. I'll leave it to you.
when she has
It's over.
like a sweet and something falls to the ground, you don't have to take it away from her. She can still eat it.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes, a merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
My fists are crushing it out there!
And Brigandine. Looks like this one. Oh, where do I have that from?
This'll make us even more formidable.
Out of our way!
The 3-second rule. You mean when something falls to the ground, you have 3 seconds before bacteria can get to it.
I'm ready! In an instant! Impact cross! We work well together. Like a finely timed waltz.
I mean, it is better for children not to have everything disinfected.
That was almost too easy. No enemy can stand against
I mean,
us.
she doesn't
If
have
only
to
every battle went so
actively
well.
eat dirt. But you can't clean everything for a kid.
Discourteous, aren't you?
And
You picked the wrong fight!
I mean, yeah, it's good for the immune system.
Shield from calamity! Armor won't sit! Aim for the weak spot! Long! Say! Ha! Blow them away! We're in good form!
We're in good form. Oh, more gold. Okay, first, let's see if we find more items.
Let's see what you've got. Here I come! Dragon swarm!
Yeah. I mean, and if you have some dangerous bacteria in your household, I think you have some other problems.
You managed to pull through.
I'm on my... Wait, no, not going back. Wait, show me the map. Down here. Whoa, I thought I'm going to fall into the lava.
Right, here goes! Double demon fang! Hit long! Luna Rondo! Stardust!
Now!
I'm not done! Luna Rondo! Miraria!
No, no, of course not.
You're mine! Double
Kaiser, of course not. If there is actively dirt on it, no, then you don't do that. But it falls to the kitchen ground, for example. You can still eat it.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Not a chance!
Certainly
Double
not.
demon fang! Ha! No escape! It's over! You're mine!
Winds of heaven!
Double demon fang! It's over!
Blah blah blah, magic!
Do it! Here I come! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! My turn! Here I come! Elusive deity! Take this! Demon lash! Soaring blast! Kisara! Commander of heaven! Phoenix Cyclops! Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
I mean, if she's ever going to school someday, I don't really have any influence in what she does when something falls to the ground, so who knows what she will do.
Out of our way!
Here I come! You picked the wrong fight! Armor won't save you! Now I can let loose! It's a...
Where are you going?
I'm not done! A wall and shield from severing wing! Aim for the weak spot! Mirage! Strike! Double demon fang! It's over!
Burning strike!
We've turned the tables on him!
There are still more left!
Right! No time to hold back!
Oh, this one's left, okay.
Here I go!
Oh no, you all there. That's good.
The sky is mine!
I'm ready! Double leap! In an instant! Impact claw! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I
Yes.
say? I had a good partner.
And a blue chest. Okay, all the way for just a blue chest. Can you open that? Oh, but gold gel is kind of good. I mean, I used a lot of gel, I think. And now we have to... Wait, there is still something? Where? Here.
Hi, Hoodle! I never miss! I'm ready!
Dragon Swarm! You're finished! I'm ready! This one's all mine! Take this!
Where are you going?
Anything in armor is all mine!
Do it! You're really strong, Alphen!
I'm just trying to do the best I can.
Still, it's reassuring to have you around. As impressive as always.
Here I hoped I was improving.
No, I mean,
Last
you're
one,
even better
or
than
is
ever.
there another one?
Never
Oh,
seen
another
Shionne
one.
actually look tough.
I'm practically unstoppable.
What's that? Construct. What the?
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
Mythic
Hey,
cloak.
new equipment!
Cloak is for her. Yes. Okay, so he does not only can make plants grow, but also build
Callous.
bridges.
Calcified. Calaglia.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
I like him.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law. No pushing anyone. Not even...
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily.
So
Both of them
that's something for Alphen. We find a lot
contain
of
Earth
equipment
astral
here.
energy. Luckily for me, this area...
Aha, a shortcut. Do I want to use a shortcut? I see ore. One ore? Two ores. I did use the shortcut, but I'm still going for the ore.
Go no further!
Too much.
Hear my call!
Double Demon Fang!
A wall to shield from calamity.
Double Demon Fang! It's
Go
over!
for the weak point!
wide open!
It won't escape me!
Dragon velocity! You're mine!
This one is almost done.
As impressive as always.
I'm ready!
You're right.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Ashes to ashes.
So, fire and earth astral energy, huh?
A perfect combination.
Okay. Ah, okay, I have to fight them. But
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
XP.
Eat dirt! I can carve through armor!
I can't hold on much longer!
Dragon Swarm!
Where are you going?
Double Demon Fang! It's over! Dragon Swarm!
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Severing Wings! I'm ready!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang! Not a chance!
Illuminate the dark!
I'm not done! You're finished! Win! You're mine! Shattering pieces! Attack time! Lunarongo! I'm not done! River!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Astral energy. Say no
astral
more.
energy.
Okay. I don't think there is much.
It was
to
incredible.
say.
I gave it everything I had.
Let's head to the exit. We don't really have much CP left. So Shionne needs a lot of healing. Oh no, okay. Boss fight. Touchy. Let's see, what kind of Zoogle is it? Thank you. I will do my best. I would have also turned around when I found this one.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dahna's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go!
Oh no. What level is that? Oh, that's okay. Ifrit.
This one's tough,
Ifrit,
but we have
okay.
no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone.
On your toes?
Suddenly
do
turning tail
something.
doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared.
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogles? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I have no point to attack it.
Double Demon Fang! Covering wings!
Lunar corruption!
Amazing.
Surrounding us! Gemini Aqua!
Mirage!
Raging Cascade!
Catapult! You're finished!
Spread!
Here I come!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Dragon Swarm!
Got it! Now our chance!
Double Demon Fang! It's over!
In here!
Dragon Swarm!
I'll be saving this
Take
world!
this! Can you take it? This has engulfed
Ouch.
you! You're mine!
Raging Star!
I'm not done! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Wow, I like that one.
Illuminate the dark!
Strike! Double Demon!
Ready and rare! Elusive deity!
Chain between heaven and earth. Lunar corruption!
Catapult!
By the power of water! It looks like you got this one covered.
No escape! It's over! Burn!
Can't be
Here I
annihilation!
come! Double Demon Fang! It's
Okay,
over!
okay, I should go away here.
Evil seal!
Renwell, go!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Okay. Can I now please attack you?
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
Here come more!
You'll just have to keep fighting.
Where are you going?
Astral art?
That's my field.
Shut him down.
Here goes! Annihilation!
As impressive as always.
Here I hope that wasn't included.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Shionne actually look flustered. Pierce evil!
Oh wow. Don't shoot at me.
Where are you going?
You attack without mercy.
Because I can't afford to hesitate. This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
How can I attack the big one? Can't reach it. Can you...
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem. Confiscated. Art expert coming through.
Burn in hell!
Annihilate banana.
Double demon fang!
Did you say banana?
We did it! No chance! Elusive deity! Double demon fang!
Eagle ray. This'll come in handy. Where are you going? Not in your dreams. Sweet dreams.
Ow, 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 ow. Shionne, please. Thank you.
Demon fang! We did it! Not a chance! I'll smash you! It's over! Double demon fang!
Brilliant performance.
The big one is still not hurt at all.
Be let free!
Lightning orb.
Try harder! I could do without this pain.
Sometimes the best pieces. Attack time. Not on my watch.
Take this! No
What
escape!
would I do without you? There you go. Go now.
Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more!
How to attack the big one?
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
Wow, what was that?
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
Can I attack it now? No.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alphen.
Just watch and learn.
Okay.
That's enough! Go back down!
Are all of them like that? I just have to survive the waves.
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dahna.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Hi Eli, thank you for reminding me. I think I'm not going to die. And thank you. Yeah, I love my model too. And Lexicon, I was also thinking if it hadn't struck me to the ground, I would have attacked the hand. But I wasn't able to. But yeah, one shot is also good. One shot is a one shot. Let's get all the skills. Shionne is already fully skilled. Dualin has 1 left. Rinwell is fully skilled. Law has a lot of points left. And here's also 1. Oh, we got a secret key.
So I still had room to grow.
And leveled up! Yay! This way? Yes. Okay, but now I'm really thinking we had like 2 others of those great big guys, giant monsters. And I think with the bird I survived. No, I think with the puppet I even survived more waves than with this one. And I still died. So I don't know if every one of those giants are like this. Or I really have to fight them. I can't remember. I mean, I did fight them in my first playthrough, but I can't remember. Let's see.
Hey, is that it over there?
Oh, yeah, that looks like. Can I talk to you, please? Yes, I can. Let's sell items. And what do we have? Grape gel. Yes, please. Give me 5. Yeah, I think 5 are okay. Your armor is not good. What about weapons? Oh. I can craft this one. Wow, the best one. Where is refined Ignis? Here, Ignis raw. Wait, don't I have Ignis raw? Refined Ignis raw. Supreme Ignis raw. Yeah, and that is the best I can craft. Human shaft? No, not human. Hanuman. Are you mocking me about my reading skills? That's not nice. This one? Oh, okay, farm fence. Okay, I was able to build all the forge, all the best equipment. You didn't say what you wanted to.
You could... Never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Yeah, we had to spend so much.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
Shionne is so quiet. One of us, one of us. Okay, but if Rinwell read it right, then this ship came to Dahna even before the first invasion of the Renans happened. So this ship is here for around over 300 years. And even during the invasion, no one noticed that there is a starship. I mean, it's not that hidden.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dahna.
No offense to Shionne and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dahna alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shionne and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dahna. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dahna. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Dahnans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dahna. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shionne can finally get rid of her thorns. Shionne?
Huh? Yeah.
tell us already what's your problem?
Where? Shionne?
Oh, hi Tarnished! It's so nice that you come drop by. I also try to hide from my boss from time to time, but then she starts screaming and crying and I have to come back and try to calm her down. I have to carry her around and give her some food. And then she plays happy again with her toys.
Where'd Shionne go? How could she just go off on her own?
Yes, of course, my boss. There's Shionne. Mini J is my boss right now.
Shionne. Shionne! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, Wait, the whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne,
Should I just talk?
no matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you.
Mhm.
All of us are. You are not alone.
We are with her.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Oh. Wow, that was so touching. Wow, yeah. Now we know why Shionne always fought and and she was so secretive about herself because she knew she was dying all along and she didn't want to make friends because her decision was set. She wanted to die, but she said it didn't matter to her what happens to Renans or Dahnans, but she wanted to get rid of the thorns so the thorns cannot kill everyone else. So it did matter to her. Okay, hopefully we will see a kiss sometime when we finish this game, and I really hope that this is not going to be copyrighted because the characters spoke over the song, so maybe we have to do something about that this is not getting copyrighted because it was so touching. Okay, let's talk to everyone.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shionne is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shionne doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dahna's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shionne in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Okay, let's see what Kisara says. And guys, I am so glad that all of you are here to that we experienced that cutscene together.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shionne's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shionne wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shionne doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shionne what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Yeah, she can really be glad that Alphen is with her. And the rest of all of them.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shionne's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shionne's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
She grew up so fast. Oh. Hi, Ferris. You missed the ninja onion cutting cutscene. Everyone was crying here. And yeah, he's totally husband material. But I have the best husband in the world. Yeah, I also enjoy the character development. You can really see with every character how much they grow. And I think you can be so fond of every single one of them. Onion cookies. I mean, there is something like onion cake. I didn't like that. Never was my taste. But I hope your cookies are good.
Did you know?
You mean about Shionne?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shionne, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shionne. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
I also really like Law. And oh, Velvet, I wanted to say I'm so glad to see that you are using your emotes. They are so cute. So, and last and the very most important person.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dahna and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
I was just thinking, please don't play the intro again. But oh, it's so cute. I literally had goosebumps. And Ferris, yeah, you also right. If you have friends, you will always worry that they are doing good.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Okay. I'm going to save. Let's head to Lenegis. Yes, take off.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dahna alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Do that.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Ooh, Tarnished. Good thing you can be openly here now. And Kaiser, I think that's common in JRPGs because if I remember right, in almost all of the Final Fantasy games they also had ships. Like in 7 it was Highwind, and 8 it was Ragnarok, and I can't remember, there was something in 9 too. But I cannot recall right now.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Yeah, she smiles more.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
I mean, we know Dohalim also has some history he has to overcome on Lenegis.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dahna.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched, helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live, but why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shionne. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Aww. Yeah. She is really poor. She was not only alone all her life, but also mistreated.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Hi Tanta! How are you? Nice to see you. And I can totally understand Law. I'm also afraid of flying. I don't trust planes. So Kisora. Yeah, space is terrifying, but
You
also
okay?
just
Feeling airsick?
air.
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, We would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Tenta, everything's good. At some point, we will be able to play together. Again. So, can we land now, please?
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dahna. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dahna even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dahna, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shionne, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Readiness Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Readiness Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Readiness Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Readiness Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
If something's called the Forbidden Zone, I would be suspicious to have that. And, apparently no defense system on Lenegis. I mean, they don't really have to...
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans.
expect something.
The capital city where Shionne and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side.
Oh, we can go back, okay.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
So we have to fight machines and Zeugles. Okay. Last look at Dahna. looks so good.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dahna?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dahna participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dahna, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Doe?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dahna.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shionne. We can't have a bunch of Dahnans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
well, yeah,
The
technically
Dahnans
he
among
is
us should
the
probably
only
keep
survivor.
our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dahna, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shionne. I'm sure we will.
We are going to find answers. Okay, the first one to talk to is here.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dahna.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
What I hear is blah blah blah. I smear some honey over your mouth, blah blah. Oh, a chest. Yeah, those people all lost their homes. Let's loot. We can also heal. In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing artists. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me. fancy parfait! Wow, yeah, I want to try that.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Yeah. I noticed that when Shionne was missing. You cannot really heal the whole limb.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dahna during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dahna during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Did you see a woman wearing all black, all red? Oh no, I don't think so. They should be very prominent. No. Rinwell in the background. I mean, yeah, it's an outfit I choose. Usually she's wearing blue, but that was so funny now.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dahna competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent. Which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth. That Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dahna? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shionne, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Dahnan. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dahna, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it!
Let's go find it. And yes, of course, I will totally come back to you and tell you that the passage is safe.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Dahnan city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Kisara the troll. Okay.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renin homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dahna.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renin society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Dahnans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renins in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dahna, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Is this an aid quest? No, it's a side quest. But you know me, I love side quests. You want to know which lords of support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency, Ervolsateldilis. You probably know him better as Lord Balgzer. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that House Teldilis doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that. Yes. But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I could never dream of serving any other lord. Okay.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Lord Dohalim, you have returned. Ah, and I see you've brought a sight with you. Aids with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not only do I support House Ilkerus, but more specifically, his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writing on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I just read them out aloud. Ahem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed House Ilkerus, and his name Lord Dohalim. Music is his passion, the arts his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic in his posture, why the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in the era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what did you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are down to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
At least he does not say anything about it. But yeah, they were just like, keep going, yeah, totally interesting, yeah. Oh, I think we hear them healing. Well, I never... To think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyrus?
What?
What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almadria, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyries for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes, so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they are utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict. He puts Rena's interest front and center like no one else. Why? He advocates that rather than any stay confined to Lenegis, we should get on with colonizing Dahna, colonizing Dahna and expand our horizons. That way, we will become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dahna's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As their father, it fills me with endless pride. Oh, it might have been that we
Ganabelt was
killed
so
them.
horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, They're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Unveiled also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Dahnans?
Yep. I don't want to tell him that his sons are totally dead. And we might be the cause. Something here? No?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almadria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you to listen carefully, regardless. Have you ever noticed how in history of Lenegis only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almadria quashed the doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family masters, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She's a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies nary the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almadria is a woman of talent. No one in Arena better exemplifies the virtue of our nation's meritocracy. Soon, the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last. Okay.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Almadria was really cruel. Something else here? No. Oh.
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. Oh, I was just reading out Warren. Reading about Warren. Can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Urwagil Hilduris myself, were it not for his sudden death down on the surface, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Urwagil is the true Waterlord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident, like they say. As for how Warren runs Ganeth Harris, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Dahnans, but even his fellow Raynans. We may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignisseri of his, anyway? I'd never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense, not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shionne and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Why? How did we get rewards? Who gave those rewards to us? Because we just talked to people. So is this... Did you give me gold? Let's see. Grape drill. Oh.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Okay, so, you are 10 years away from home to become the sovereign, and then you just disappear. And no one is asking questions?
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dahna already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
So, I will take my time so this woman can't kill you. Okay. I should save because we are jumping from one cutscene to another, and when something happens, I have to do that again. I don't want to. Just. But for now, no Zoogle inside. Park zone. Tofu. That looks strange. Have a nice rest, Tenta. It's okay, it's okay. I mean, it's quite early for you. You have to sleep.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dahna, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renin oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
Okay, let's see if something's up here. Some chest hiding from me.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Do my eyes deceive me, or has my shop been blessed with Lord Dohalim and his servants? Is there anything I can help you with, my lord? Yes, let's see. We can buy... more healing, maybe? Trade. To all allies, okay. And a Kia bottle. That one is good. That one is good. What about even better weapons? Okay. I didn't even use those. Did I have any fight with my new weapons? No. That was waste of gold. Okay, what do I need? Dark Mane. And Dark Mane. And Mented Claw. So we go with this. And this.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Okay, fast travel point. So we can buy weapons, we can heal. So I think maybe there are fights coming now. Yes.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Golden ones. I can't really
so much for them not wanting
avoid
to
them.
I am Lord Dohalim of Elda Menenstia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Damn it,
Dance in the wind! Lightning! Air!
Take it!
In here!
It's almost too strong. Be my guest.
Okay.
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
Finally, we have some action because it was quite cutscene today.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Hi, Annie-Wolf! Welcome to the stream today. Hope you're doing good. Hi. Okay, so now we know we have to face this at any point, at some point.
Let's see what you've got.
Can't get out of this!
Take this! Thanks!
Glacial Spear!
Burn it down!
I'll face you! Your reflexes will serve you well here.
No escape! It's over! Thanks!
Bloody howling!
It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
I'm not done!
Two.
Do it!
I'm not done!
Shionne!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
A whirling struggle!
Seismic rupture!
Winds of heaven! First form! Lunar corruption!
Blood, rending you apart! Bloody...
Don't get careless.
Oh, there is... That's another one. Okay.
Gotta break through!
Hear my call!
You picked the wrong fight!
Sharpness!
I owe you one.
Red!
You're mine! I'm not done!
Where are
Time
you
to
going?
cross blade!
A wall to shield from calamity.
Strike! Double Phoenix Form! You're mine!
Elusive shield.
Dragon Swarm!
Eagle ray.
I'll stop its charge!
Okay, that was too late.
Holy land! Between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning!
Dragon Swarm! Double Demon Fang! Severing Wind!
Obfuscating boundless water!
Lunar Rondo!
Into the shadows!
This one's all mine!
And the power of flame!
Dragon Swarm!
Divine
This is looking good! Dragon Swarm!
outflow! Glacial spear!
No.
Evil!
Shionne, can you please heal me?
Shine. Radiant light.
Magic is out!
Feel my weary
Lightning of radiant lightning! In here! I'll be saving this
You're mine!
Yeah. Now we can take care of this one. Okay.
Demons descend! Flashing
I'm also doing good, thank you. I thought maybe we could even finish this game
Any injuries?
today, but we had a lot of cutscenes by now.
Gotta break through!
But I think by Wednesday we should be finishing this game.
Dragon Swarm!
Now you see what I can do. That makes me
Fire! Power Demon Fang! No escape! Double Demon
Do
Fang!
it! Lock! Demons descend!
flashing bang.
My turn!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Resonate with the
Dragon
earth.
Swarm!
A wailing banshee of lightning!
Strike!
Do it! Kitara! Frozen!
Hammer.
Shionne, astral energy, full throttle!
Okay, that's it. No
My exploits
items.
are bearing fruit.
What's here? Item. Shortcake. Okay. What's this?
Let's see what you've got.
Force duster.
Take this! You're mine! You're mine!
I never miss!
A wall of shield from
They really don't give up, do they?
Now you'll learn.
Another incantation ruined. Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Not a chance!
Lunar Horizon! Arctic!
Oh, that was easy. Okay.
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my...
Oh wait, we came from there, so this way. Yeah, it's nice that you saw me, but you can't reach me.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Yes, the one we saw
Retreat if you
before.
know what's good for you. I'll smash you! It's on!
There! I think I'll pass out a hand. Annihilation! Radiant Pierce!
Resonate with the earth!
In here!
You're mine! That's right! You're mine! Negative gas! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! You're mine!
I'm all
I'm not
Shining
No escape!
Almost.
Lightning
You're mine!
A chain between
Win!
A wailing dance now!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Let's
Let me check something. Artists. Oh. I did not know that. Soaring Wind is that we use right now. A flurry of slashes while charging forward. And a hidden auto consists of a string of 1-2 slashes. We are using Lunar Rondo. Okay. I did not know that I have another RT spec.
No choice! No further!
Leave chargers to me.
Dragon Swarm! I won't show you any mercy!
Oh, I'm using Dragon Swarm on those. Okay, I didn't know.
I'm ready!
Lock!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning!
Demon fang! Heal my weary companion! Dragon Swarm! Kill! Thanks! Dragon Swarm! My turn!
Burning
No
strike!
escape!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Now! Freeze laser! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, violent darting wind!
Double demon fang!
I'll grind you with a
mine!
heaven and earth!
Right on the way!
She did say crossplay, but I heard
All yours,
cosplay.
Sara!
And I think she said crossblade, maybe. Okay, Dragon Storm here. Vacuum blades. Eternal devastation.
all, but a victory
Let's use
nonetheless.
another one.
We have a long way yet to go.
Here we are.
Discourteous, aren't you?
Spicy one, eh? I owe you one.
Without a trace!
Deity, tell me, have you ever considered your purpose?
Shionne! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Armor won't save you!
Okay, that is your shield.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Haha. We
Barely
get
a
Dark
blip on our
Main
radar.
by any chance? No, not here. Oh, gold. A lot of gold. And we are at our destination. Let's transfer. Naughty guy.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shionne.
It was Naori. Naori Imeris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shionne. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shionne, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Is this a ribcage on the ceiling? What I always think when I see Naori is... it's 300 years. Let's say we have 4 generations in a century. Then we have 12 generations between them. How can she be the exact same image as Shionne? But that's okay. But what I also always think is that it looked like there was a lot of death that night, and she was severely hurt or injured. I don't think that they live longer. But she was severely injured, and I thought she died that night. So if she did not have a baby before the ceremony, how can she be an ancestor at all? Just questions I throw into the room. Oh, wow! Hi, Tilly! Thank you for the raid! How was your stream? I was never so happy to see a spider. How are you? What did you play? I love your emote. I'm doing good, but I have to admit I'm almost at the end of my stream. Oh, you played Baldur's Gate. Ooh, I also wanted to play that, but not alone. And the baby came in between. So, yeah, I will do this boss fight, I think, with your raiders. And let's see what comes afterwards, and then I shall end my stream. I hope that's okay with my husband and the baby. We have to see. We are fully healed. There is a boss fight coming. No.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What?
Oh, the stream was good. We did a lot of progress today. And I think we can finish the game this week. Hopefully.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Good! I'll leave it to you!
I hope the stream was also good. I'm sorry that I don't join you with those games, but I don't want to spoiler myself with Baldur's Gate because I think I'm going to play it someday.
Armor won't save you. It's over. On your
Where is it? Oh, Shionne, please heal.
Now! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! Heal my weary companion.
Let's do that. We can do that. Oh, oh. Oh yeah, it came out of the Massacre of Darkness, so this darkness thing is really a attack of this thing. You mean story-wise and into the game?
I'm almost
and proud.
How praise coming from you?
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Eternal devastation!
Almost have it.
Be still! Sparta!
Annihilation!
Lunar Rondo!
White beam!
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out! Hit in the wind! Air! Do it!
Not now!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Oh wow, so you spoiled yourself.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Oh. You never hit a woman into the belly.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shionne, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almeidria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shionne.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Mama Kisara was talking again. She is the most mature in our party. And I'm so sorry for the raiders that you came to the end of my stream. And I have to admit I don't know how to raid. But I have to take care of the baby now. I am so glad for everyone that came today and watched this movie with me, because I didn't do that much today. We had so many cutscenes today, but we did a lot of progress. And if I remember correctly... Yeah, that would be nice, Silly. I'd love to. I think we can finish this game tomorrow. And then see what's left after story. And if I do the after story. And maybe buy the DLC? I don't know yet. I don't know. But for now I have to go to the baby. And I wish you all a nice rest of the day. And that you hopefully find another streamer. Oh, thank you, Tilly. Thank you too. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. For now I don't hear the baby, so maybe my husband just fed her. But she also needs something to drink for me. Yeah, thanks for everyone being with me today. I will come back tomorrow, same time as always, 12 p.m. CET. And let's finish that game. I wish you a nice day, hopefully a little better than here. Looks like rain. And see you tomorrow. Bye!